Hey, good evening, race fans. It is Thursday, 6th of June, D-Day. If you weren't paying attention to the news or you're living under a rock, I'd be kind of surprised if you didn't already know that. We have a pretty awesome night planned out for everyone tonight. Pretty cool guest. He's doing something pretty neat for our veteran community, and it's going to be a really good show. So myself, Beej, we've got a guest co-host, Ben Gay. He can't see his name under there, unfortunately, but I'm sure when he goes and watches this next time, he'll see his sweet little moniker we got under him there. And of course, we've got the sweet Rican with us. So cool, good, awesome. This is going to be a really good show. I'm really excited. So we're going to get right into it. Well, actually, first let's go ahead and introduce our new co-host here.
So I'm Adam Benaway, based out of Fort Bragg, North Carolina. I've been here about 15 years. Still currently active duty. I do SCCA racing as well as I'm an ambassador for the Racing for Heroes organization.
Awesome. That's cool, man. Yeah, I know. I linked up with, I believe it was Mike, right? I think a couple of months ago.
Mike,
Yep. Yeah, I was linking up with him, and we got some really good insights from him. I love what he's doing. I cried a little bit when he was telling me they were shooting up Crown Vics. I thought that was kind of depressing, considering that's what we run, and what we're trying to add to our repertoire is another Crown Vic, mostly because we already know how those run. So we'll get right into it. We have a pretty good show. We're going to kick it off with the ones that won our little contest we had yesterday. Yesterday, midday, maybe noon or so. We posted a thing. Hey, show us your awesome pictures, no selfies. Show us a car, show us a sky, show us a whatever. We had people showing us all sorts of stuff. There was guys showing their guns. We had one of the guys who drove with us, TJ. He actually posted a video of, I guess, some kind of a bear that lunged at him. I don't know. I'm not sure what he was thinking with that one. And oh man, what else?
I think I saw that one.
Yeah, that was a good one. What else did we have? We had a couple guys. One guy was talking about a car for his 13-year-old son. I thought that was pretty neat. I guess it's a total beater. Nothing. It's as dead as doornails, and I guess it's like, here you go, kiddo, fix it. I thought that was kind of neat. Let's see, who else did we have? A lot of cool pictures of the sky. One person had a neat picture where there was the sun, and there was this huge ring around it. I thought that was pretty neat. But so we'll get right into it. So first place. See on your screen here, went to Brian Flanagan of this awesome looking cat, a cow. I don't even know what this looks like. I'm assuming it's some kind of hairy cow. And they're feeding it something. I don't even know. Interesting.
All I know is that sounds pretty wicked.
Yeah. I thought that was interesting. Matt Welch just chimed in, said, "What's up, my fellow killers?" Well, not killing because we're on the home front, I guess. Kidding. That was a bad joke. Anyway, Matt, sorry, my joke sucked. All right, so yes, Brian, thank you very much. Brian Flanagan, your first place. Make sure you link up with us at some point, and we'll get your address. We'll ship you out a shirt and a sticker. We'll be posting the winning photos tomorrow, actually, I believe 11:30, with names and individuals who won. So second place went to John O'Neill and this really slick looking VW Bug. When he first sent it to me, I'm like, man, that is so cool. And the paint is fantastic. I love the patina on it with the little bit of rust here and there. I love the fact that it's got the German plates on it. That's pretty neat. Surfboard on top with the what is that, a suitcase or something up there? Yeah, I mean, just totally cool. I love this. I love the look at this car. Did you other guys see this green Bug by chance?
Yeah, I definitely saw it. It was pretty slick. And not to mention, man, there was a lot of great different images that people were posting. So we appreciate you guys participating and showing the love with what it is that you guys are enjoying out there.
So looks like we got a question. William Benaway wants to know who was the guy in the middle.
He's probably talking about me. That's probably my uncle.
Oh, okay. I'm sure for some reason the font for his comments coming in black, so just change it to white. So there we go. Oh, he's got a dog as an icon. Well, William, it sounds like you already knew the answer. No.
He's the one that got me into racing. He raised me, and we grew up dirt track racing.
Oh, cool. Very neat. Very neat. Well, we already have 4 more viewers than last week, and we're at 4. That's pretty good. This is fantastic. All right, so we'll move on to our 3rd place winner, and this was probably one of my favorites next to the car, and it was hard for me to choose. So this picture was taken by Mary Hietpas, Hietpas. Hopefully I'm saying that right. If I'm butchering it, I'm sorry. I thought this was pretty neat. An underwater photo, probably taken with a GoPro. I'm assuming that she had a red filter on because there's still a good little bit of color there. You know, it's a good looking picture. All right, who we got here? Earl Rawlings. It says Big Red. Posting his comment in here.
That's another one of my guys.
Oh, one of your guys? Okay.
You're bringing all the goodies out here.
We're getting all the views because dang Adam decided to join us. Okay, Adam, I think you're a shoe-in for the next year. We'll be doing this.
We call that guy Black Magic.
Yeah, he's got a black fist in there. I'm assuming the guy is what would be considered a dark green Marine. Awesome. Cool. Well, Earl, thank you for stopping in. Appreciate it. Well, those are our 1st, 2nd, and 3rd places. I'll go through them one more time. So 1st place went to Brian Flanagan with this cow / yak / hairy slide of beef. I'm not sure. 2nd place went to this awesome green VW Bug. Totally cool. Oh, shit. Went ahead of myself. And 3rd place went to Mary Hietpas for this underwater shot. Very cool. All right. So, June 6th, 1944. Huge day. Huge day. As a matter of fact, oh, man, of course I left my reading material behind me. Oh, man. We're at, our show's on top of it, obviously. Hold on, my beers are going with me. Oh, God. Hold on. Oh. I don't know who set this show up, but they need to fire that guy. Okay.
Consider it done.
I like this. Okay. D-Day. This is exciting. As a matter of fact, as a kid, I used to love everything D-Day. I used to talk about it as much as I could. I used to do reports on it all the time. I used to love it. And I loved it. As a matter of fact, I really wish I would have been able to see the D-Day Museum here in New Orleans, but by the time I got down here, they changed it to the World War II Museum. So it was kind of a bummer. I know Stephen Ambrose, basically the #1 D-Day fanatic on this globe, probably is keeling over in his grave every now and then when he realizes his baby got turned in the World War II Museum, even though I think there should have been more D-Days. As a matter of fact, when I went in there for the first time, there wasn't even that much D-Day stuff in there. It was kind of disappointing. So some quick D-Day facts. So D-Day in the numbers. So on your screen here, you have a pretty cool thing that CNN did, and it's the only time I'll ever mention that name in a positive light, in case anybody's curious about why I said those 3 letters together. So we had, over 1,500 aircraft of all different types. So we're talking bombers, we're talking fighters, we're talking gliders. That is a ton of aircraft. Matter of fact, that's probably more than what we have in our entire inventory right now that they used in the invasion. Now, I say that guessing. I don't know. Do you guys have an answer to that if I'm close, off?
Sure. Sounds good.
Sounds great. Yeah. Of our 5 viewers watching, if anybody can Google that and post the answer, that would be fantabulous.
80% of statistics are made up on the spot.
Hey, you know what? I said that with gusto and
just gotta believe it,
confidence.
Man.
Yeah, that. There we go. Look at us. Let's see. Over 6,000 sea vessels, 14,000 sorties. Whoa. And let's see, the deaths. We had 4,400 Allied deaths, 2,400 of which were Americans, 1,900 were the British and the Canadians. And 4,000 to 9,000 Germans were killed. Boo! And 156,000 troops were deployed in support of Operation Overlord. Pretty wild stuff. So I printed out some pretty cool facts. Let's see, 7. I think it's like the 7 facts that people don't know about D-Day, or the average gal. Okay. Eisenhower threatened to quit just months before D-Day. That's pretty interesting. I actually did not know that. And it was because Eisenhower and Winston Churchill were at odds with diverting Allied strategic bombers. Let's see. Eisenhower wanted to bomb French infrastructure while the prime minister did not. I don't know what the difference would have been because they were going in anyways. This is one I kind of already knew. The fact that Hitler thought he was ready, but his defenses were not. As a matter of fact, it wasn't just the fact that his defenses were not ready. It was the fact that the Fuhrer concept of how he ran his military, the fact that the exact opposite of the American ran military, nothing could be done unless he knew about it and gave his authorization. Whereas in U.S. military, especially in the Marine Corps, or the Marine Corps, as far as I know, the commander gives a mission, and then it's onto his subordinate commanders to task that mission out appropriately and get to where they need to go, and obviously mission accomplishment, stuff like that. Feel free to chime in, fellas.
You're doing such a great job.
I know, but I missed your voice. Key early parts of the invasion did not go to plan. That's an interesting one. No, I did not read this beforehand, in case you were wondering. Let's see. The strategy on D-Day was to prepare... Yeah, I'm steadily prepared for this. The strategy on D-Day was to prepare the beaches for incoming Allied troops. Let's get some photos up while we're here jaw-jacking. The Allied troops have held... Let's start over. The strategy on D-Day was to prepare the beaches for oncoming Allied troops for heavy bombing Nazi gun positions on the coast. Yeah, so actually I did know that their bombing was actually a joke. They missed almost every bomb the Allies dropped on D-Day. I think it was like 80% did not land on the coastline where it was supposed to go. That was very interesting. I didn't know that until I think a couple of years ago. I may have read that somewhere. Yeah, ramps on the Allied landing crafts acted as shields. Well, no duh. Can you imagine the terror? I think I posted something about that earlier, and you can actually see it in the beginning of Saving Private Ryan. Go back to our pretty faces here. In the opening shots of Saving Private Ryan, basically scenes just like that. I mean, I can't even imagine the terror these guys faced. I mean, you're sitting in this little tin can with a bunch of other dudes who are probably yakking, pissing themselves, to be honest, and with machine gun bullets just pinging off the front and the side. And as soon as that gate goes down, I mean, with the odds of you surviving that, I can't even imagine.
Those same thoughts and fears probably cross a lot of the airborne infantry minds. I mean, it's the same thing. It's like, I know I'm going into a fatal funnel.
Yeah. Oh, can you imagine the guys were going in with the gliders? You're flying around in quarter-inch thick wood plane.
Balsa wood benches.
Yeah, and that you have a guy who has like 10 hours of flight time. That was the average flight time for a glider pilot, 10 hours. And most of the time it was less than that because they couldn't afford to continue to allow them to fly because they kept crashing them. And so they couldn't keep building these things up. Okay. Pretty wild. This is kind of neat. Among the heroes on Omaha Beach was a black combat medic who treated more than 200 men. Heavy machine gun fire greeted a nauseous and bloody Waverly B. Woodson Jr. as he disembarked onto Omaha Beach, June 6, 1944. A German shell had just blasted apart his landing craft. Shocker, we were just talking about that. Killing the man next to him and peppering him with so much shrapnel that he initially believed he too was dying. But Woodson, a medic with the lone African-American combat unit to fight on D-Day, managed to set up a medical aid station. For the next 30 hours, he removed bullets, dispensed blood plasma, cleaned wounds, reset broken bones, and at one point amputated a foot. Good Lord. He also saved 4 men from drowning. That's insane. I did not know that. Okay, who put this together? I think History Channel. Good job, History Channel. Good. I finally learned something.
Kind of what they do. They do history. They should do
but
it
a lot
well.
of their history stuff is like just not as cool anymore. It's not as good. Although they have some pretty good shows. I really like The Butcher. That's a cool show. They basically just cut up different animals. It's kind of neat. After the battle,
it's like the animal version of Forged in Iron, right?
Forged in Fire. Yeah, I love Forged in Fire.
Forged in Fire.
I watch that in the morning when the kids are asleep and they don't bother me. For like 10 minutes, and then they're like, what's Daddy doing? Trying to watch my show, bro. Okay. After the battle, Woodson was highly commended, but never received a medal. I wonder why that was. Though Woodson died in 2005, his family has been pushing the Army to award him the Medal of Honor Oh, someone say that word for me.
Posthumously.
Yeah, that. Good job, Rican.
That's right.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Token ethnic
I
guy
think
can
for the
speak
next,
better English.
so Rican and Ben Gay over there, we're going to have to do some research on this one with this Woodson fella. I would love to do a follow-up and see where that's at. And you kind of see what the Army has done at this point to get this guy his Medal of Honor. It's pretty wild. Earl Black Mag Rawlings just said, I just read about... Oh, it's the same guy from earlier. I just read about the sappers of D-Day. Oh, yeah, those guys are brave, too. Running around with those bazooka pieces. Not bazookas, the Bangalores. I can't even imagine the terror. So this is a pretty cool photo. My wife actually just showed this to me, and I believe this was taken today as part of the commemorative 75th anniversary of D-Day. They climbed Point de Hoc, which I believe they have been doing this, but it hasn't been as televised as the jumps and putting the guys on the beach and stuff. But it's a really cool photo of a guy in the old school Army of the outfit of the day, helping up a guy in his was that a Mitch helmet, maybe ECH?
Oh yeah,
or OpsCore helmet. I'm sorry, an OpsCore helmet and its multicam. Pretty awesome stuff. Yeah, anyway, so thank you to the World War II veterans, the sons and daughters of those veterans that lost their life, and those that are still alive, although there aren't many. As a matter of fact, my wife and I just commented on it. It's kind of sad to think that in the next, probably decade, they won't be around. It's really kind of scary if you think about it. You were talking greatest generation, no more. Okay. So again, thank you to the veterans and their families for those who participated in World War II, whether it was in Europe or whether it was in the Pacific. It's important, and we appreciate your contribution to the United States. My daughter's trying to interrupt our sweet little video.
Can I put her in front?
No, you can't put her in front of me. There are 6 people trying to watch this show. Okay.
But she's so gorgeous.
You want it? Give it to you for free.
I don't think Laura would let that happen.
No, probably not. Okay, guest time. This guy is pretty sweet. His name is Eric Heinig. I hope I said his name right. Hopefully you're listening. Unmute yourself, dude, but don't talk.
Yes, sir.
We're not ready for you yet.
We're here.
Mute yourself. Stop it. Anyways, it'll be on screen in a second. Eric is building what is essentially a vet cart. And actually the cart thing is actually kind of catching on in a lot of places. Essentially, you take a car in whatever stages, and obviously we're going to ask Eric this. This is how I understand it. And you just build a car that used to have a shell. You leave the frame, you add a roll cage, you make it street legal by having seats and flashers and headlights and all that nonsense, and you just go drive it around. It's kind of a neat deal. And from what I remember, him and I talking earlier on, he's building it and will be selling it at Barrett Auction. And what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, Barrett Auction. And we're giving the proceeds to a veterans charity. Now, I don't think I know what the veterans charity is. That's certainly something we're going to ask him. So without further ado, unmute yourself, Eric. Hey, look at him hanging outside. I told him to get somewhere quiet, and here he is outside jerking around.
What's up, guys?
Oh, my God. Oh, man. All right, Eric. So tell us the spiel, man. Who are you? What are you doing? Let's hear about you. What are you doing?
All right. So number one, thanks for getting my name right. Yes, it is Eric Heinig. It's a very weird. It's from fucking Germany. My grandfather, unfortunately, was the one that named me that. Number one, that right over there, that's the vet cart or the vet cart.
Oh, okay. Here, let me show a picture of it real quick. So the picture I'm showing is the one that has the basically before you did anything, kind of to where it is today. So if you guys folks can see that, so Eric, keep talking about the car. They're going to see one of those photos you sent me.
Okay, and so what we just did today is we put on the little scoop here on the front for the radiator because we've had a little issue with heating issues and trying to keep it cool. We threw on where is that? There it is. This is a reservoir that I just bought 2 days ago. And guess what? It was leaking. So we had to freaking weld it up. So I got to put that on here in a few minutes, and then I got to freaking burp the radiator and burp the car, and I can take her on out because I had her up to about 60 on the freaking back road here, about second gear, and next thing you know, freaking water sports were going over the back end of the car. I was like, whoa, what the heck's going on?
Oh, that's not good. Well, let's hear about you, man. Let's hear about you. So clearly you're wearing a USMC shirt, so obviously you were a Marine at some point. Let's hear it, man. Let's hear your story. When did you join? What was your job? Did you deploy? Wife, kids, where are you at now? Let's hear the story.
That's a long one. I was in 17 years, so it's going to take a bit.
You've got 40 minutes.
Stay by. All right, so went in the Marine Corps. Went back in 1996. I was in Washington State with my parents and everything, and I joined the Marines. Barely graduated high school. I actually didn't even walk across the stage. I was about a credit and a half short of actually graduating with my class, so I had to take it up to summer school. I did go in the Marine Corps. I got my diploma. I didn't get a GED or anything. I actually got my diploma, and went into the Marine Corps. Did 4 years. Hated it. Got out.
Shocker.
I was that guy. Yeah, shocker. It's especially the people I work with. Oh yeah.
What'd you hate about it?
Jonathan Lee. Lance Corporal Jonathan Lee. If I ever find that motherfucker again,
I'll put always that one guy. Always that one guy.
Ruined your whole Marine Corps experience.
Yep. That guy, he was my section sergeant that beat the fuck out of me the entire time I was in. And I was 6'2" and 175 pounds and soaking wet. Well, now I'm like 200, but and he took advantage of it. And I was younger than him, and he was a piece of shit asshole. He liked to lay his hands on folks. So nowadays, since I've had my ass fucked up quite a few times, and I've done some stuff now. So yeah, I'd like to see him in a fucking back alleyway and hand him his ass. But anyways, he's watching. Game on, motherfucker.
He's probably not watching because there's only there's 6 people on right now, which is fantastic. That's 2 more than we had last week.
Nobody sees that. Anyways, so yeah, I went in the Marine Corps, did 4 years, got out. I was 8 months as a civilian back up in Washington State. I didn't do much, I went through about 5 jobs, and I said, well, shit, I was working at a commissary, and I was a janitor, and they were like, well, freaking recruiter came in, and he's like, $5,000 sign-up bonus for prior enlistment. I was like, what the fuck? All right. About 2 hours later, I was at his doorstep, freaking signed in, and drove down to Fort Hood, Texas, stayed there for about 8 years over in 28 and 17, and then got deployed to Iraq in 04, 05, and then 06, 08. Then on 06, 08, I came. It snowed. It snowed in hell.
You went to Iraq?
Yeah.
Okay.
2004 to 2005 with 28, and then 17 I was 2006 to 2008. I was in Rustamaya my first tour, and Taji my second. On Taji,
I was there.
Yeah, you did Rustamaya. What'd you think of it, Brian?
So I didn't do Iraq. I know Rican, you went to Iraq. Adam, did you go?
Adam.
I did 27 months in Iraq, and I was in Rustamaya for a little while.
You said Rustamaya, yeah.
We built it up a little bit in 08, 09. We were with 573.
Was the blue restaurant still there?
Oh, jeez.
It was right next to the barracks out in front.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, no way. Wow.
It's kind of like the on-base Hodge store or whatever.
Yeah, it was cool.
I love those places. You get the best movies. You get the best movies. And I got some sweet rugs, too, from one of my deployments. Holy crap, man. Those rugs were fantastic. And, of course, they're not Persian, so don't ask. And they were absolutely legal to bring back before anybody asks any weird questions.
Knives, too.
yeah, knives. Oh, my God. Who knows what those were made out of? Okay, so you went to Iraq. Did you go 1 time or 2 times?
Twice. I went to with 2-8 in first Cav. First Brigade.
Okay.
I was over in 2-8 Cav, and I did my first deployment with them, and then I came back and I made staff sergeant, and they were like, well, you got to move. I said, all right. So I wanted to stay in the same battalion, or same brigade, that is.
Yeah.
And because I didn't want to move. I mean, fucking first brigade was the shit. I loved it. You know, I absolutely loved the chain of command. Chain of command always treated me right. They did very well. I worked my ass off for them. They treated me right.
Yeah.
And I mean, I made staff sergeant before 9 years.
Yeah.
And that was after coming in from the Marine Corps too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was still tracking. You know, they didn't hold me back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And next thing I know, I was like, well, on my second tour coming back, my first sergeant, he reaches over and he's like, hey, Honig, congratulations, drill sergeant. I was like, what? He's like, congratulations, drill sergeant. I was like, oh shit. So I went to be drill sergeant. I was drill sergeant for 20 months over in Fort Benning. I was well, I was 11 Charlie, so I was infantry.
11 Charlie means what? A basic infantry? You were a tow gunner? You were what is that?
Mortar
guy. That sounds
so hanging and banging with freaking 60s and 120s. That was 60s in the Marines, 120s in the Army. And so I went to be a drill sergeant and loved it. Best job I ever had.
Yeah, really.
I'm dead serious.
I tell you, in the Marine Corps, they used to be called the HIS list, and now they call it the HERS list. I tell you, that you talking about striking the fear of God into someone's soul. Yeah, it's a Wednesday, baby. Week's halfway done. You sit down, your master sergeant's like, hey, HERS list comes out, and you're like, oh God, was my name on it? No. Oh, okay, good. It's still Wednesday. When's chow? You know. Man, I can remember some people who got selected for DI and thank you to the recruiters, for what you do, but good God, I couldn't even imagine being a recruiter. That's just terrible. That's terrible.
Recruiter jobs back in the day when we had the big push, that was oh my God, there was recruiters starting shotguns left and right because it was vicious. I mean, there was dudes losing their jobs because they weren't freaking making quota.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know this. It was ridiculous. But nowadays, I mean, come on. They close on the weekends now.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to pull up another photo here. I believe this is the one where you're at Gas Monkey. So while we got these photos up, why don't you tell us a little about why you are doing what you're doing?
All right, so we all know that veterans, when we get out, you're freaking the classes that you go to on the way out don't do shit. It's like the same thing when we went through high school. It's just it's lecture method. You don't really get any hands-on or anybody sitting down one-on-one. We all know that there's way different freaking styles of actually teaching and absorbing knowledge. Well, the lecture method on your TAPS classes are freaking stupid. Okay. Plus the fact, how much are we actually pushing for freaking jobs that are not college? Hello. How about freaking going to trade schools?
Yeah.
So, Mike Rowe. Hello. If anybody knows who Rowe is, Mike Rowe.
Yeah. And matter of fact, my wife actually gives to he has an Amazon Smile piece, and we give to him via Amazon Smile to his.
We just had one of the RFH guys. They were up in DC and did a sit-down meeting with Mike Rowe, Brian Wagner from RFH. So we got linked in with him. We also have one of those Smile things, but he's definitely all about trade school, and we're all about pushing people that way through our veteran employment.
That's awesome. So real quick, you had a couple of comments, Eric, since you were last talking. Oh, by the way, if you watch this again, you'll see your awesome tag under your name. I'm not going to tell you. You'll have to just rewatch it.
This guy.
You'll need to fast forward to 20 minutes in, or just have someone else log into Facebook. Ask him to log in, and he can check it out. Don't be mad. Anyway, all right, so Jonathan Daniel says, I've been looking forward to this show ever since I heard VetCart was going to be a guest.
That's my boy, Jonathan. Hey, what's up, pimp?
Double exclamation point. Earl Black Mag Rawlings said trade school, the best way to go. I mean, I absolutely agree with that. Absolutely agree with that. So real quick, so I'm going to side skirt back to this photo of you at the Gas Monkey. How did that pan out? How did you wind up there?
I'm in New Mexico, and I live with my fiance out in New Mexico, out in Las Cruces, because I wanted to move back to the area. It was beautiful, you know what I mean? And I used to be out in freaking out in Fort Bliss, and I absolutely love the area, so I wanted to move back. So I was coming from back at the house, coming over here to where I'm at right now, because this is, by the way, this is Jeff from Silver Sport Transmissions.
Okay,
my
hey,
actual location right now is in Rockford, Tennessee, at Silver Sport Transmissions shop.
I know. I need to go up there and meet Gene one of these days.
Yes, you do. Yeah. Yes, you do. On tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock, we're loading that bad business over there up into the trailer, and we're heading up to Charlotte to go on freaking power tour.
That's what you're telling me.
So on the way here, I had to stop by Gas Monkey.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go back to the Gas Monkey pictures. Okay, so tell us. It looks like one of these is in front of the merch store, and the other one, they're both in front of the merch store. So how did you get to meet the Gas Monkeys and Richard Rawlings or any of those guys?
I got to meet Richard Rawlings' actual former stepson. He's the one that's behind the one of the people that actually runs the Instagram.
Okay.
I got to talk to him, and he was the one that told me, he's like, hey, you need to come over here and freaking show us this thing, because it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So all right. So what I did is it's a 10-hour drive from the house to Dallas.
Right.
And I said, what is a better place to stop than Gas Monkey Garage, where number one, they have a security guard out in front, and number two, it's a good place to kind of unload it and maybe show somebody that might actually appreciate it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
They did. Loved it.
I think deep down, regardless of the fact that Richard Rawlings has the tequila business, he's got the Gas Monkey Garage, obviously, and God only knows he's got what he has the drag racing team. He's got a monster truck. I think regardless of the fact that he has those things, the bottom line is the guy is a salesman who absolutely loves the hell out of cars. If it's got a motor and it's got any sort of wheel that's probably more than two or more, he's all about it. And I think that's what I think a lot of people miss. They watch the show and they see he's flashy and he's always renting, Escalades and Suburbans when he hits these locations. Hey, more power to him. You talk about a guy who came from nothing in a tiny shop. I mean, the show, I think, Fast and Loud.
He was actually a cop before that too.
Really?
He was actually, he'd been shot. In fact, if you watch the video of the live video, or if you could have watched the video, I don't know if they actually showed it or not, but during the video when they found the number 2 Hellcat that was stolen, they actually have it on live video. He's like, I've been shot. He's like, I was a cop, I've been shot. I was like, and I did not even know that about him.
I didn't know that. Interesting.
I was watching it, and I was watching it live because I was, oh crap, so I hit it, and sure enough, I watched the whole thing until they freaking went dead, and I was like, all right.
Yeah.
And it was actually pretty cool because I actually learned a little bit more about him that I didn't even know.
Oh, neat. All right, we're going to go back to go ahead.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to meet him. He wasn't there. The Gas Monkeys were there, but...
Oh, neat.
They're celebrities. So.
I mean, I can imagine. So we're going to go to this picture here. It looks like you've got looks like a convertible Corvette. You've got a blue side-by-side and the vet cart in front. So with this up here, I think I asked you a second ago. Here we go. Sean Bottomley says, "What's up?" Who knows Sean? That one of your buddies?
Bottomley.
Sean Bottomley.
One of our buddies, buddy.
I don't know.
Oh.
Buddy of USMC Racing.
Yay! I'm just making sure if anyone knows him. No.
I haven't. Unfortunately, I haven't heard of him. Bottomley.
Okay. Well, he's one of ours apparently, so I detracted from my own question. Okay. Anyways, so this picture's up. The viewers are seeing a Corvette. Looks like a convertible with your vet cart in front of it. And I think I asked this earlier, but I think we got sidetracked. The gerbil fell off the track upstairs. But tell us again why you are doing this. Why are you spending your own money, putting a cage in this, getting Silver Sport? Why are you at Silver Sports Transmission? Why are you going to the Power Tour? What is the purpose of what you're doing?
Helping veterans. It's going to be sold, hopefully, because I'm trying to get 10% back, hopefully, because I got like 25, almost 30 grand in this car, and I ain't rich. We both know that. I'm on a VA paycheck, from 100% VA paycheck and freaking Social Security. So I ain't rich, and I'd just like to build my car. This ain't my car. This is our veterans' car.
Yeah.
This is not my car.
And so do you? Go ahead.
I'm trying to get things right with this one. So when I start building them for people, because when I start building for people, guess what? 10% of my proceeds, my paycheck, is going to. The 10%, I need that back so I can build mine. The reason why, I got to build mine so I can take it out on the road and show people. And keep the vet card alive.
Yeah.
So when are you planning on having that for auction?
I'm hoping next year.
Okay.
And you said you're going to get it in on the Barrett Jackson auto?
I'm hoping. And that's the thing, is that I need to talk to somebody that knows about Barrett Jackson and the whole nine, because as far as from what I've seen, because I've already gotten the freaking paperwork and all that crap, and I started filling it out, and I was like, wait a second, I have to sign the title over to a charity. Okay, so if I'm giving the money to 4 charities, how the hell does that work out? If I only sign the title over to one, so am I going to have to sit there and we all go in as a signed contract? Then okay, that we got to do that. But here's the thing: the car's not even done yet, and I'm sitting here trying to promote, charities, the veterans charity that I'm trying to help out. And the bad thing is, there's some other charities that they don't want to freaking jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah, and I will say that there are, and I highly suggest we not name them by names, but there are several charities that are very big, that I have talked to, much smaller ones and ones that are middle class. That those bigger ones are not what they said they are. They're the March of Dimes. They're the Goodwill version of veterans charities, where a tiny fraction of the money you give goes to what you think it's going to go to. So for the viewers out there, if you're listening and you like what Eric is doing, and you think you love what he's doing, and you feel like you want to give to someone, that is certainly an individual I would recommend. Okay, well, I'm just saying, though, they have the option, so you can, if they can find you, and then you can tell them no. However, I highly recommend you do your research when you look at giving to specific veterans charities.
For me, I don't accept any donations. For all the other people, because I cannot accept donations on a car that I'm going to give away and expect money back from you. If I was to give this car away, literally give it away, then yes, I would accept donations.
Yeah.
It's less of my money that I'm having to give up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, because I would literally be getting it all. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
This, no.
And so have you chosen a charity that you're going to give to yet? Have you thought about that?
4 of them.
Really? 4?
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Not just one.
Not 2.
4.
Not 3. So is this a big secret?
That's why
can we know?
Yeah, I'll 10%. So think about it. If I'm giving up 10% and I need about $50K to build my own car, this thing has to sell for $500K plus.
Man.
Exactly. So either I got to get to work on really sexing it up, or I got to sell the ever-living crap out of it. You know what I'm saying? I got to be about the best used car there is.
Yeah, and I can tell you that Silver Sport Transmissions, I have seen them post you a couple of times, and obviously we've posted you a couple of times. You're here, and we like what you're doing, obviously, and so do others. So we're not we didn't just choose you out of the blue. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God, I know that.
Yeah, we love what you're
doing. Got to
doing.
get some results under it, though. Get it out to some SCCA events.
Yeah, and so that's a good point. Adam, why don't you tell him about champs and other things like that he can take it to Racing for Heroes?
Yes.
So for some of the things we do, kind of like grassroots motorsports, I participate in a lot of the SCCA racing, whether it's the time trials, which that car would fall right into. You don't need a competition license. There's also the SCCA Autocross, which out in Texas, there's a bunch of venues. You're going to be in Charlotte tomorrow. I might actually roll out there to buy a camper. So,
dude, come and see us.
Yeah,
serious, come and see us.
We run some events at VIR with Racing for Heroes where we could get it out on track, but there's quite a few local grassroots motorsports that you could totally enter that car in, get it out on track, show that it's proven, raise awareness for your cause, and exploit the heck out of it and use it to its advantage of getting results.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people. The biggest question I have about a lot of these younger kids, they ask a lot of questions of how did I get this man right here? How did I get this man right here to give me a sponsorship? My only sponsorship. You know why? Because I called him and I told him, I was like, hey, dude, and this company here, I'm telling you right now, is not your average company. I've been here for the last 3 days. I've been here for the last 3 days, watching the internal workings, talking to the company, talking to the freaking people that work here. This is not your average company. They're going places, guys. You better follow.
Oh, I know, it's fantastic, and they've done a ton of stuff for us. I don't want to say too much because I don't know what Silver Sports Transmissions does for others, but they have done a significant amount of things for us. I can tell you right now, we would not have met the race we did in December at Road Atlanta and a couple of others if it weren't for Gene and the guys at Silver Sports. As a matter of fact, almost everything we've gotten from them, whether it's been a custom cut part or it's been something else, it has always been overnighted to us, and it's just been fantastic. And I really can't ask for anything else. So let me ask you, I think you kind of started to say it, but it looked like you were holding it close to chest. Who are the 4 cherries you're giving to? Can you tell us?
Zananda, Shadow Warrior Foundation, Chris Kyle Frog Foundation, and
say, I think the first one and the last one broke up. Say that again.
Bet Motorsports, Chris Kyle Frog Foundation, and Bet Motorsports.
You may lose a little bit of signal on this.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. That's super cool, man. Well, I tell you, social media is key. You just got to keep. I mean, hell, man, that's why we post 3 times a day. Let me ask you, are you seeing all the posts where I say CNR Racing, or are you just ignoring me on purpose?
CNR Racing. I see a lot of posts.
Linda, we USMC Racing are like your top fans because we post almost on every single post you have. And every single time you have mentioned your radiator, I have gotten in there and gone, at CNR Racing, send. Every single time for your radiator. Telling you, that radiator, Linda.
I've seen one.
Nope, hold up. I'm not going to look at my phone because it's going to take so long.
I've seen one. Dude, I've been so freaking busy. Ask him.
I tell you, if you continue to have temps over 200, you have got to link up with Herb from CNR Racing and get you a proper, like, multi-core, 3-4 core radiator for that thing. I'm telling you. Okay. I mean, they have done wonders for us. And that car that we have, of course, they point to the garage. It's not even there. It's in Texas. And for those following, realize that we shipped it to Texas. It's there in spirit. Yeah, like whenever I go off to work, it's not there. I cry a little. But I tell you, that radiator of theirs we have in our car, we just got done. I say just got done. We did a 24-hour race at the end of September. In the middle of the day,
right, I remember that.
Running flat out. We never saw temps over 170. Never. Never. I mean, it was that radiator of theirs was unbelievably fantastic. I couldn't have asked for anything better. I think that if you continue to have the heat issue, I think you've got to check that out and let us know. Okay, so your famous photo, I think, is the reason why you and I are even talking right now. So I'm going to post it here in a second. Everyone's going to hopefully they got their sporks ready to pull their eye sockets out, because this sucker is going to mess your brain up. That's why I love posting it at 5 in the morning, because people are like, oh my God, what is this? That photo is fantastic. When I first saw it, I'm like, oh my God, I have to know this. I have to know about this guy, period. And so for those of you watching, the two that are, I hope you have your spork ready. All right. So feeling cute, may install the engine and transmission later. Man, you really look happy in this photo. What was going through your mind when you thought, how can I get social media on my side? What were you, like, eating eggs and drinking coffee when you're like, oh, I got an idea?
Yeah, I literally I had a cup of coffee and I was like, well, what am I gonna do? Because I saw one of the, I felt cute, and I was like, I felt cute.
I'd say
I'm gonna.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna. No. Yeah, I'm gonna. No. Okay, I'm gonna do it. So I just walked out and I just literally stripped butt ass naked in the freaking in the garage. I mean, nobody's there. I mean, I'm home alone, so I just walked out in the garage. I freaking butt ass naked, threw my clothes over to the side, set up the camera, put it on freaking on delay, and 10-second delay. I walked over. And I did about 3 shots. I did a one without a freaking a flash, one with the flash, and which it didn't look good enough. And then that last one where I was like, it was just flamboyant, and I was like, oh, that worked.
So at least you didn't put like a puppy dog filter on.
Yeah. Sean Bottomley just said, oh, Jesus. Yeah, Sean, I'm sorry. It's okay. If you got a Spork buddy, just use it. I'd say this photo is fantastic. Does Silver Sports know you have a massive sticker of theirs in the background of this photo?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, Jeff freaking called me laughing his ass off. He's like, are you kidding me? I was like, yeah. And he's like, dude, you're nuts. I was like, I know.
That photo is fantastic. I think every time
I was like, yeah.
I think I've posted that 3 times, and every single time people were like, oh, my eyes. Oh, God. One guy said he needed a spoon, and I commented back, I'm like, nah, bro, you need a spork. It'll grab more. I was just like, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, sorry, race fans. I gotta pull that photo back up again one more time. Sorry to burn people's eyes. This thing is honestly, it's just fantastic. I think it's hilarious, and it came out about the time everyone was doing the felt cute. I think we even did one too with one of the photos that Freakin' Reekin' that you took.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I think it was like feeling cute, make a race later or something like that. Hopefully we won't have a blown up intake.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, that's hilarious. Cool. Well, hey, we're getting close up to an hour here, so I want to give you the floor one more time. What do you want to tell people about what you're doing, your mission? Is there something you haven't said yet that you want to say? Is there something specific, people you want to shout out to? What do you want to say to the viewers?
Yeah, follow VetCart for one. All my sponsors, I'd say sponsors. The only one I got is Silver Sport Transmissions. I'm sponsoring everybody else, but all my sponsors, go ahead and give them a follow.
Yeah,
we all know they're ever into racing, so and we can talk more about sponsorship later. And I think we should do that next time. So how about that?
Yeah,
we can go over sponsorship and how. You know, how was the best way to do it and the not best way, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what to expect.
Well, I can tell you real quickly that if you think you're just going to send 10 emails in a week and you're going to hear from somebody, they ain't going to cut it. I can tell you USMC Racing, you know, given our 501 status, I personally email about 60 to 70 different individuals and companies every week. Now, this week, not so much. I've actually had my own job to do for once.
Listen, I probably get about 7 or 10 texts a day saying, "Hey, did you email anybody yet?"
Listen, it's 7 or 10 texts a week, not a day.
It's a day.
But it's important, and you're actually absolutely right, Eric. For those out there that are doing something similar to you, Ben Gay, same for you. Others that have this nonprofit status, you have got to keep emailing people. I mean, the thing I do, and I take this back, the thing I don't do, as I am not driving down the road, I do not have Facebook up. I do not have my search bar open, and I do not type the names of the companies of trucks I see driving by, ever, because that's illegal in every state. But it's a great idea if you wanted to try it. That's what I do, or don't do.
Something I'd like to say about the sponsorship thing, although it's good to network and get your name out there, you also have to have the backing and validity behind what you're proposing. Yeah. If you're just out there being a name, but not having, results or showing what you're doing for the veteran community, you're not going to get any traction. So even if it starts off slow, continue doing what your focus is, and things will pick up. People will catch on and be like, "This guy's for real." They're doing this for a good cause. They're not doing it just for selfish reasons. They'll see what you're doing.
That's a great point. You got to hold your integrity first and foremost. Yeah.
Regardless of who's following you, continue down the path of what you started off on, and it'll come. Good things come to those who are honest and who wait.
That's exactly. Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you very much for that. That's a very good point. Well, Eric, thank you so much. Hang on the line. Once we go off air, we'll come back on and we'll talk for a little bit. But thank you so much for being here. We appreciate what you're doing. We love what you're doing. I want to see some more uses of my Spork style-esque photos. Because
hey, he's got one where it says something to the effect of, "You've scrolled long enough, now wipe."
Oh yeah, that was. Oh man. Oh, God, I should have pulled that one. That was a good one. I was actually on the shitter when I saw that one.
That one caught me off guard.
Yeah, time to wipe. Time to wipe.
Yeah.
Even Jeff saw that. He loved it.
Yeah, that was a good one. I think I was legitimately on the shitter. Probably.
Yeah, probably.
When I saw that one. It was like,
how many people fucking me?
That was a good one.
Fuck, dude, you have no idea how many people sat there and emailed me every single time. They were like, "Oh, dude, I just sat down." I'm like,
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Well, hey, Eric, thank you so much. Like I said, hang on the line for a second. Go on mute if you could, and we'll catch up with you in just a moment.
All right, guys.
Warriors fans, that was a fantastic evening. We'll circle the wagons here real quick. So thank you again for those people that posted their photos. As you can see, first place, Brian Flanagan. Thank you for the cow, yak, Harry.
I think I might know him.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm looking forward to hearing from these people, these individuals. Tomorrow we'll post their pictures and everyone will see them again. So second place, John O'Neill. Thank you, awesome, sweet looking bug. And third place, thank you to Mary. And again, thank you to all of the veterans, their families, and those who know people that participated in the Normandy landings of June 6, 1944. We would not be who we are as a nation. We would not be who we are as a country if it wasn't for you, and we are eternally forever in your debt for what you have done.
Hey, real quick, Brian, you had talked about making sure that you are researching your charities. The Consumer Report is absolutely an amazing website. You can go there and you can research a lot of these entities, and they'll tell you how much the particular charity will uses for overhead compared to how much they actually give in donations for whatever the charity is.
That's good. Hey, so I think what we'll do for those out there in virtual world, we'll get that link and we'll post that up so you guys can see what's going on. As a matter of fact, a company that does that quite frequently on Facebook called Blue Falcon Apparel, they're also one of our donors. They've given us some really sweet shirts. They scour the web looking for fake veteran-owned companies, and they put them on blast 2 or 3 times a week. And it's a new one every other couple of days. And it's kind of scary to think that there's people out there who are trying to do that. It's shocking, honestly. Well, I shouldn't even, really. It's not even shocking with the stuff we've got going on now.
Shocking.
Yeah, it really isn't. Yeah,
it's sad, but it doesn't surprise me one bit.
Yeah,
that people take advantage of that, and what happens is it downplays the honest ones out there.
Yeah,
because then everyone's skeptical and whatnot.
Right. Yeah, and in the end, you're not just hurting yourself. You're hurting everybody. You're hurting the validity of everybody else around you who's out there trying to do something legitimate, like what you're doing for Racing for Heroes, like what USMC Racing is doing, like what Eric is doing. It hurts more people, I think, than I think what is kind of at face value, if you will. Yeah, that's a good point. So, yep, race fans, we'll have that up in the next couple of days, hopefully, so you can check that link out. We'll post
I just sent you the link.
Let's check the old fizz zone here to my phone. Hey, look, there it is. Perfect. All right, we will post that for you guys, so you guys can check that out. But again, thank you so much for participating, and those that watched. Let's scroll through the comments here. Sean, you look to be like our #1 commenter. You may be getting a sticker, my friend, although he said he left already, so maybe not. I don't know, Sean. We'll see. Well, again, Brigade.
Chris Stevens just got done rubbing his wife's feet, so he finally got to join.
Oh, you said rubbing, and my brain just kind of like froze for a minute. I thought that was going in a way different direction. I honestly,
rubbing.
I'm like, this is not NC-17 rated show. We need to just hold on a second. Yeah, yeah, we're all brainwashed. Oh my God. Well,
hey guys, I'm back.
Oh no, hold on. Mute yourself. We're almost done.
You're not supposed to be back.
You're not supposed to be back yet. All right. Well, hey, oh man. All right, Bengay, Rican, thank you so much.
What show are you running here,
Race,
man?
I don't know. I'm not even in charge of this anymore, to be honest. So, race fans, thank you so much for participating. Thank you so much for watching. Sean said he's here. Ooh, hang on. LOL.
Oh.
Okay, Sean. Well, you're gonna get a sticker, bro. Send us your. Not in here, obviously, but private message us your address, and we will get you a sticker for our #1 commenter for the night. All right, guys. Race fans, thank you so much. You guys have a fantastic evening, and we will see you next Wednesday.
All right.
Oh, fucking. Next. No, I didn't even stop this thing yet. Where'd the stop live button go? Oh, finish. There it is. End broadcast.
Behind the scenes.